This video is brought to you by EA Creator Network, thanks to EA for providing me with the code for these games. Yep, you heard the title right folks, The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 along with their packs are now available digitally for modern computers. They were released on January 31st, 2025 under the name Legacy Collection and are available for Windows only for now. Yeah, sorry Mac and console players. You can purchase them on the EA app, Steam, and Epic Games. The Sims Legacy Collection is currently priced at $99.99 USD, while The Sims 2 Legacy Collection is priced at $29.99 USD. And strangely enough, each collection includes a bonus of one Sims 4 kit, with the Sims Legacy Collection having the Throwback Fit kit while the Sims 2 Legacy Collection having the Grunge Revival kit. There's also this 25th birthday bundle set that includes both the Sims 1 and the Sims 2 Legacy Collection, priced at $39.99 USD. Keep in mind that this is a re-release, not a remake or a remaster, so there's not gonna be some major graphical and gameplay changes and it'll play exactly the same as the OG. Now begs the question, do they actually work and are they actually worth buying now? Hello guys, this is Abi aka onlyabidoang and today we're checking both of these games out. Before continuing, a quick reminder that I now have a creator code as part of the EA affiliate program. You can use the code onlyabidoang when buying any Sims 4 packs from the EA app if you'd like to support me, but keep in mind that it's not a discount code. My code also works when you purchase the Sims 1 and the Sims 2 Legacy Collection from the EA app, but judging from the current state of these games, you may wanna have to hold that thought for a while after watching the video. Okay, back to the topic at hand. This re-release version is meant to work with modern PC running in Windows 10 or 11 because in the old version, it wouldn't work the first time you launch them in modern PC and you need to fiddle with a lot of the config files and user-made patches first to make them work. As I said before, this Legacy Edition includes all 7 expansion packs in The Sims 1 and most of the packs in The Sims 2. Why did I say most? Well, it's because apparently The Sims 2 Legacy Collection includes all expansion packs and stuff packs ever released except for The Sims 2 IKEA Home Stuff Pack. Yep, the one pack that has some of the best selection of furniture. It's probably due to licensing issues because it's a branded stuff pack, but it appears that they managed to make a deal with H&M. Because that stuff pack is still available here. Some in-game licensed songs in this version of The Sims 2 have also been removed, probably due to similar licensing issues. Anyway, here are the minimum specs required to run The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 Legacy Collection. They're not very demanding, and if your PC can handle The Sims 4, it should have no trouble running these classics. Alright, let's start by testing The Sims 1 Legacy Edition first. Keep in mind that I'm currently testing the initial release version first, before the following 3 update patches that came out a few days later. I will cover the updated versions later in the video, since I had already recorded footage before the patches were released. So here, I already have it installed in my computer. I'm gonna try booting it up real quick. Oh, I guess it won't launch. Maybe I should try again? Let's see. Oh, nope, apparently not. See, this is the biggest issue with this version. A lot of players also have similar issues at launch, which is very disappointing for a modern re-release that's supposed to be running in modern PCs. For now, I found a workaround by going into the NVIDIA control panel since my laptop uses NVIDIA graphic cards, go to this program settings windows, add sims.exe and change the preferred graphics card from NVIDIA processor to the integrated graphics. After doing all that, my game boots up fine. Not sure if this will work for other simmers, so I hope this helps. But still, expecting players to do all those settings is unacceptable for a re-released game said to be working with modern computers. Anyway, here we are in the neighborhood view. As usual, the game will start loading all the additional neighborhoods from expansion packs. Oh yeah, and as you can see, the game automatically runs in 180p resolution in my case. It'll automatically match with your computer's current display setting and you cannot change it in-game. It's also automatically set to full screen once you launch it. For a windowed mode, you need to go to the launch properties of The Sims 1 Legacy Edition and use this command in order to activate it. In the neighborhood view, it doesn't look like it's 180p, but as you enter the household, it should adjust to it. As usual, we were first introduced to the tutorial section where we play as the newbies household, including Bob and Betty. And I experienced no issue breezing through the tutorial section. Also, according to the official forum post of The Sims 1 Legacy Collection, this version has an updated rendering engine and is now updated for more versatile pixel resolution scaling on large monitors. They also said that it has crisper rendering and visual fidelity from changing how it scales texture, and several crashes has also been fixed. Well, we'll be the judge of that. Unfortunately, I only play in a laptop that doesn't support 4K, so I can't show you how it looks like in 4K. I tried comparing both the Sims 1 Ultimate Collection and this new Legacy Collection in 180p resolution, but there doesn't seem to be any change graphics wise. though apparently, players who played the game in 4K does experience an increase in the game's graphics using that resolution. So anyway, after going through the tutorial, I tried to make a brand new family, move them into a new lot and play the game for a while. I tried taking a vacation, playing with pets, becoming a celebrity, going downtown, going into the Magic Town, and many others for several hours, and throughout my gameplay, most of the time it was smooth sailing for me. The game surprisingly works in a way without any rocket science needed, which is still mind-blowing to me, but I did experience some occasional crashes. It usually happens every time my sim goes into community lot. When my sim tried to go to Studio Town, it works most of the time, but there are times that my game crashes once or twice as they arrive without any warning. This also happened when my sim went to the Old Town. Thankfully, when a sim goes to other place, the game autosaves, so as soon as I boot up the game, they're back at home with their progress before going out all safe. There's also this bug I experienced where the neighborhood view looks visually glitched when going to Old Town, the vacation area, and the downtown area. Thankfully, it's nothing major. Besides those strange crashes and the inability to run the game using my GPU, I don't experience any other issues with the Sims 1 Legacy Collection. Not to say that this game is still in a good state to be played as of now, because a good chunk of players has reported crashes and bugs in their game, such as their house going missing, crashing when creating a family, and much more. The Steam review page of this game is also not looking too good, with people complaining about similar bugs and crashes. Also, if you're wondering, mods and custom contents work in this version. I first thought that they would just leave it at that and not give any more updates in near future until 4 days later, where they released a patch on 4th of February 2025. According to this patch note, they fixed the issue with Alt-Tab and Alt-Enter hotkeys, fixed some issues on the neighborhood map, some of the crashes, and also the issue where you cannot launch the game. Sounds promising, but will I be able to launch with my actual graphic cards this time? Well, guess that still wasn't fixed. Back to integrated graphics it is. Thankfully, the game still launches this time around. I also tried making my sim go around the town, and I think the crashes that occurs when going into another lot doesn't happen that often anymore, which is a great news. They have also fixed the graphical issue in the neighborhood view, though they still need to find out why the game won't start even if I use my own graphic cards. Some players have also reported that their game still won't launch with this Vulkan error message appearing. Some has even stated that their once working game wouldn't launch anymore after this update. Anyway, 2 days after that, yet another update was out on 6th of February 2025. This time, the patch was stated to have fixed the previous Vulkan device error, changed the mouse scroll wheel camera zoom, and fixed some memory issues that lead to various unexpected behaviors after playing a period of time, including random crashes, sluggish performance, and missing objects. Can I finally run this version with my GPU though? Nope, still not gonna work, even after I updated my driver. Oh well, at least the game still works in my case. I haven't tested this newest version enough, so I hope this one finally works. They did acknowledge some issue here and are still actively investigating them. And finally, another update just rolled in on 12th of February 2025. I had to take a quick look at it since it came out at the time I'm editing this video. Again, can I run with my GPU this time? Let's see. Well, I'll be damned. I can finally run this game with my actual graphic cards now. So yeah, that's one fix I'm glad they did. Because of this, my game runs much smoother now. The EA logo intro doesn't play though for some reason. Anyway, let's take a look at what else has been fixed here. It was said to have fixed some issues and errors after prolonged playtime, fixed the game not launching on certain computers, adjusted the memory management issue that could lead to random crashes when traveling between worlds, fixed the bug where the relationship panel would only show 5 relationships, fixed some errors regarding the Vulkan device not suitable in certain computers, and some other minor changes. They have also stated to have temporarily disabled the intro logo in this update while working on the stability issues, which explains the absence of the intro. I also tried going to some community lots in this version and no crashes so far, but don't quote me on that because I didn't play long enough this time. They're also still investigating some errors for PC with certain GPUs. So that's it for The Sims 1 Legacy Edition. If you'd like a more thorough and technical comparison between the previous complete collection versus the Legacy collection, I recommend checking out this GitHub page from Repair. I've put link to it in the video's description. While this version is still somewhat playable, I still think that it's better to wait for some time until the game is in a pretty stable state if you'd like to try it out. Maybe around a month or two based on the current pace they're fixing the game right now. Now we move on to The Sims 2 Legacy Collection. Like before, this version also received the same 3 updates as The Sims 1 Legacy Collection, and for now, I've already recorded some footage using the release version. Thankfully, I managed to be able to launch the game this time around without needing any additional setups whatsoever. Also, if you want to play this on a windowed mode, go to the launch properties of the game and use the -W command again like before. Some players said that playing in this mode makes the game more stable for some reason, but I cannot clarify this personally. Anyway, here we are in the main menu. As you can see, the game doesn't automatically have the highest resolution when you first launch it. So to change this, you need to enter a neighborhood first and go to these graphics settings in order to change the resolution. This version also supports 4K resolution, but I'm stuck with 180p since that's what my laptop supports. After entering the neighborhood, I recommend loading up some additional neighborhoods first, like downtown, Blue Water Village, universities, and vacation neighborhoods. Anyway, let's start by creating a brand new family. I honestly had no problem creating some Sims for the household. I also felt that the loading time for the clothing catalog seems quicker than the usual. This whole process went fine and dandy until I noticed that the Sim's voice sounds a bit compressed and muffled. Turns out that this was a new bug in this version and all Sims sounds like that now. And yes, even in live mode. Pretty weird. Okay, with our family done, let's find them somewhere to live, and miraculously, no crashes this time. I heard many players experience crashes when they've just finished creating a household, so I guess I'm somewhat lucky here? Alright, here we are in the family's new home. Not much has changed graphics-wise this time around, but there are certain improvements for modern computers according to the release notes. The graphics rules file now supports modern hardware configurations, the black square shadow bug below Sims has been fixed, the game supports widescreen and higher resolution now as mentioned before, the UI has been scaled for these new resolutions, the game can use more RAM from your computer, and some bugs such as the infamous pink soup bug has been fixed. Though some players have reported that the pink soup bug still persists. I can't say for sure if this is caused by mods or if this happens in a vanilla game though. Now let's get back to my gameplay. I've played with this family and it's been smooth sailing for me for the first few hours. Most of the iconic cutscene works perfectly. I got invited into dining in a restaurant downtown and it all went well. I also tried going on a vacation to Twiki Island, booked a hotel, traveled to some areas and just chill around and no issues with it so far. Besides the compressed Sim voices, which was beginning to feel more noticeable in live mode. I made a teen Sim to go to college and even though I haven't gotten the time to finish the whole thing, I didn't run into any issues here. But then I ran into this glaring bug. I tried to make my Sim get abducted by aliens using the telescope, but then this error message popped up because I have cheats on, which forced me to reset my Sim and him not getting abducted in the process even though the cutscene was still playing. I thought this was a one-time thing, but turns out that this still happens after I tried it again. Other players had also experienced this bug, which means that alien abduction was completely broken. It was pretty disappointing because it was one of the more iconic features from this game. Don't worry though, this has been fixed in a patch that I'll explain later. I also tend to get random error messages like this, but nothing happened afterwards. That was the first 3 to 4 hours of my gameplay. But not long after that, I finally ran into a real serious issue. So when my dog went to his work, I decided to bring my family to an outing with a car they just built to Blue Water Village. I didn't experience any problem on the first lot I went, but when I tried to go to the second lot, error came up and then my game gets stuck into this endless loading screen, so I had to force quit the game. When I got back, thankfully the game autosaves right at the point before they leave. Though for a moment, my Sim got stuck in the road like this and I almost thought the save gets corrupted or something, but they returned home normally shortly after. But then, when I tried to go to another place using my car, I got stuck in this loading screen yet again, even though I can hear stuff happening in the background. I then have to force quit the game yet again, and this time I tried walking to the community lot instead. And thankfully, that method works. But here's the worst part. While in the middle of testing this, my dog, who I already mentioned was working, just went home from his work, and this caused the entire game to crash. This was one of the new game-breaking bugs by the way, and since my game was autosaved to when he was at work, I'm now stuck at the point where any decision I make will always lead to a crash. So now I thought, well, this is it then. There goes my family, eternally stuck in this endless loop, until an idea came to me to enter the bullprop testing cheats enabled cheat, wait until my dog's carpool arrives home, shift plus click on the car, choose force error, and then reset the carpool, escaping the dog from this bugged carpool and freeing the save from this endless loop of game crashing. And then I brought my entire family to go outside and get the same endless loading screen bug. Turns out that the car that my sim just fixed up is the problem because I didn't experience the same issue when going out with a taxi or with another car. So yeah, that was my wonderful gameplay experience with this version. Also, many players have experienced tons of crashes in this game, such as after creating a family, when in build mode, etc. It's pretty much like a landmine, especially after you've played for several hours. The Steam review of this game isn't looking too good either. Oh, and keep in mind that mods and custom content should still work. And yes, this includes that one mod that traumatized our childhood. But don't expect every mod to be fully compatible with this version. And like before, The Sims 2 Legacy Collection have also gotten 3 new different updates to fix some issues at the time I'm recording this. First is the February 4th update. According to the patch note, this patch is said to have fixed the crash after creating a family, the small resolution bug, the DirectX error at launch, the disappearing Sims, the crash after a pet Sim goes home from work, and some infinite loading screens. So I tried to launch a game and thankfully it still launches. Then I tried playing around after this update and the crash when pets gets home from work is finally fixed. I also didn't experience any endless loading screen anymore, but I can't say for sure because I haven't tested it long enough. The abduction feature is still broken though. However, they then released yet another update on 6th of February 2025. This time, the patch is said to have fixed some errors and crashes when entering a pre-made lot, the disappearing Sims again, the endless loading screen again, and some others. Also, it appears that the compressed Sim voices have now been fixed in this patch. The alien abduction cutscene has also been fixed and Sims can get abducted now, but it's not the same case for the cutscene when the alien baby gets born. You'll still have the alien baby in the end though. I also tried creating another household after the update and tried to move them into this beach lot, but apparently this leads to the game crashing. And finally, the third update rolled in on 12th of February 2025. My game still boots up fine this time. According to the patch note, this patch is said to have fixed the D3D error, which may crash your game, but they said that it should happen less often, not stop them completely. The bug alien baby cutscene is still being investigated though, and the crash when I tried to move in a sim into a beach lot was also still not fixed. But then I tried doing the same thing in another neighborhood and it works for some reason. I guess my save file is corrupted, I don't know. So yeah, there's that for The Sims 2 Legacy Collection. Also, in the patch notes, the team does acknowledge the existing issues, bugs, crashes, and corruptions in both The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 Legacy Collection, and they're still actively investigating these issues, but they're probably not gonna be immediately fixed in the upcoming patch. Sadly, for The Sims 2 Legacy version, some saves that have been corrupted and starting to cause some unexpected behavior may not be able to be fixed, and they have advised to start a fresh save instead. As you can see, the re-release version of both games is pretty unstable at this point, so I wouldn't recommend getting them right away as of now. I really appreciate the fact that they're still working on the fixes instead of abandoning them after release and calling it a day, but still, it's a shame that they managed to bring these classics back for the modern computer only for them to be barely playable for most players in the current state. So, what do you think of The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 Legacy Collection? Have you tried them out? And how's your experience with them? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you everyone for watching this video, I hope that you like it, and if you do, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more Sims content like this. See you later!